Good evening. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Welcome to BMC News Live presented by Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers English News. Myself Shana Sultana joining you with the daily news updates. Today's news in detail. His Majesty the King attended the opening session of COP28. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa participated in the opening session of the summit of the 28th session of the Conference of the Parties of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change COP28, which was held at Expo City, Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. Upon his arrival at the Dubai Exhibition Center, His Majesty was received by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of the United Arab Emirates, and Antonio Guterres, Secretary General of the United Nations. Minister of Housing and Urban Planning said 5,300 citizens are benefiting from housing services. Amna bint Ahmad Al-Rumayhi, Minister of Housing and Urban Planning, affirmed the ability of Bahraini women to deliver achievements which has enhanced their outstanding contributions at all levels and their role in supporting the comprehensive development process. During a ceremony organized by the Ministry to celebrate Bahraini Women's Day, commended this year's theme focusing on the role of women in comprehensive development, which reflects the key role played by Bahraini women in supporting the comprehensive development progress. Tourism Minister highlighted Bahraini women's strides. Fatima bint Jafar Al-Sayrafi, the Minister of Tourism, affirmed that Bahraini women have achieved many outstanding successes with which they have contributed to advancing the status of the Kingdom of Bahrain internationally, supported by His Majesty the King and the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister. Al-Sayrafi noted that the importance of Bahraini Women's Day, which is celebrated by the Kingdom of Bahrain in honoring and celebrating women's achievements, progress and success in all economics, social, political, cultural and media fields as an active partner in the progress and prosperity of Bahrain society. His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa appointed board members of the Bahraini Mini Football Association. His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority and President of the Bahrain Olympic Committee, issued an edict appointing Fajr Jasim Hassan Mahmoud as a member of the Board of Directors of the Bahrain Mini Football Association. This came following the Edict 19 of 2023 issued by His Highness Sheikh Khalid regarding the appointment of the Board of Directors of the Bahrain Mini Football Association. Bahrain unveiled National Energy Strategy to achieve net zero emissions by 2060. Bahrain unveiled its National Energy Strategy, a clear, credible and responsible pathway to reaching the climate targets the knowledge of pledge to achieve at COP26, namely a 30% reduction in emissions by 2035. The strategy is rooted in the twin objectives of decarbonizing Bahrain's economy while ensuring reliable and affordable access to the energy to the Kingdom of Bahrain needs to sustain and indeed accelerate its growth, one said by His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa. Now we shall go for a short commercial break.
The 16th branch of Megamart and Macromart supermarkets in Bahrain has opened in Sahla. The best offers are available to the customers at affordable rates. Everyone is welcome. During and around the opening day, a variety of fish including salmon, meat and dairy products, roastery, frozen items, food and non-food items, groceries, fruits and vegetables, electronics, garments and ready-to-eat food items are available to the customers at affordable rates. Hearty welcome to all. Megamart and Macromart, your favorite shopping destination.
Welcome back. Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry of India, His Excellency Mr. Piyush Goyal, gave the keynote address to the 15th Annual Conference of the Bahrain Chapter of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India that was held in Bahrain on 1st December 2023. He said that the theme of the conference, namely Above and Beyond, demonstrates the self-confidence of Indians today. He remarked that the famed Bahraini pearls and Indian spices kept the connection between the two countries for thousands of years. Minister Piyush Goyal recalled his recent transit halt at Bahrain when Ambassador Vinod K. Jacob briefed about the Srinathji temple in Bahrain, Manama, which stood as a testimony to the time-tested friendship between India and Bahrain. The visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Kingdom of Bahrain in 2019, when His Majesty the King Hamad bin Al Khalifa bestowed the Bahrain Order First Class on His Excellency Shri Narendra Modi, was a major milestone in bilateral ties. Subsequently, the Kingdom of Bahrain assisted India during the COVID pandemic by supplying liquid medical oxygen. Minister Piyush Goyal said that the data for Q2, which is from July to September 2023, which has been recently released, shows that Indian economy had grown by 7.6%. He encouraged Bahrain to benefit by greater engagement with India in areas like trade, commerce, investment, health, agriculture, food and food processing, supply chain and logistics, ICT and fintech, high quality education and the like. Both countries can align their respective long-term economic plans, namely Bahrain's Vision 2030 and Viksit Bharat at 2047. In his remarks, His Excellency Mr. Vinod K. Jacob, Ambassador of India to the Kingdom of Bahrain, began by wishing all Bahraini women a happy Bahraini Women's Day and seeking their support for the promotion of friendly relations between India and the Kingdom of Bahrain. He said that the bilateral relations between India and Bahrain are strong and encompasses the entire spectrum of engagement covering political, economic, commercial, S&T, defense, security, cultural, tourism and people-to-people ties. Recently, on 17th November 2023, His Excellency Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa, Deputy Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Bahrain, participated in the concluding leaders session of the Voice of Global South Summit. According to the data from Bahraini side, bilateral non-oil trade in the period of January to October 2023 was $913.50 billion US dollar. Further, according to Bahraini data, during the period January to September 2023, almost 800,000 Indians visited Bahrain, representing a nearly 60% increase over the corresponding period last year. Ambassador Jacob said that in a widely read and well-acclaimed op-ed titled "Towards a Brightest Tomorrow, India's G20 Presidency and the Dawn of a New Multilateralism," Prime Minister Narendra Modi wrote on 30th November 2030 that inclusive, ambitious, action-oriented and decisive, these four words defined our approach as G20 President, and the New Delhi's Leaders' Declaration, anonymously adopted by all G20 members, is testimony to our commitment to deliver on these principles. It may be recalled that during India's G20 presidency, the African Union was included as a permanent member of the G20. The Voice of Global South Summit was convened in 2 editions, and the period was described as a people's presidency because of the initiatives to involve Indians all across the country. At the critical midpoint of the 2030 agenda, India delivered the G20 2023 action plan to accelerate progress on the Sustainable Development Goals. We successfully completed the Digital Public Infrastructure Repository, a significant stride in global technological collaboration. G20 declaration calls for an ambitious tripling of global renewable energy capacity by 2030, coupled with the establishment of the Global Alliance and a concerted push for green hydrogen. The G20's ambitions to build a cleaner, greener world is undeniable. G20 acknowledged that developing countries require $5.9 trillion to fulfill their national determined contributions by 2030. Given the monumental resources required, G20 emphasized the importance of better, larger and more effective multilateral development banks. As Prime Minister Modi pointed out in his OPED, gender equality took center stage in the declaration, culminating in the formation of a dedicated working group on the empowerment of women next year. India's Women's Reservation Bill 2023, reserving 1/3 of India's parliament and state legislative assembly seats for women, epitomizes our commitment to women-led development. The New Delhi Declaration embodies a renewed spirit of collaboration across these key priorities, focusing on policy coherence, reliable trade and ambitious climate action. It is a matter of pride that during our presidency, G20 achieved 87 outcomes and 118 adopted documents, a marked rise from the past. His Excellency added. Bahrain supported relief efforts to ease civilian suffering and provide them with protection, said Deputy Prime Minister. Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, the Deputy Prime Minister, received Mamadou Sow, the head of the International Committee of the Red Cross Regional Mission to the GCC. Sheikh Khalid affirmed that the keenness of the Kingdom of Bahrain under the leadership of His Majesty the King, with the follow-up of His Royal Highness the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, and the civilians aiding in conflict-ridden areas, ensuring their safety and protection from wars. World set to reach 1.4 crore C of warming in record hot 2023. With a month to return, 2023 will reach global warming of about 1.4 degrees Celsius, which is 2.5 Fahrenheit, above pre-industrial levels, adding to a deafening cacophony of broken climate records, the World Meteorological Organization said. The WMO's Provisional State of the Global Climate Report confirms that 2023 will be the warmest year on record by a large margin, replacing the previous record holder in 2016. Heavy rain likely in Tamil Nadu as cyclone near coast. After the Indian Meteorological Department forecasted cyclone Mishong to cross South Andhra Pradesh and adjoining North Tamil Nadu coast between Chennai and Machilipattinam on December 4 evening, MET Department Chennai said that Trivallur is expecting to get very heavy rainfall when the cyclones makes the landfall. S. Balachandran, Deputy Director General of the Meteorology Chennai, said that the well-marked low-pressure area has converted into a depression this morning. With this, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates at BMC News Live English 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off by Shana Sultana. Good night.